Hey ladies, how do you embody your feminine energy so that you get to be an attractive, magnetic woman to a masculine, high value masculine man? I was talking lately to a beautiful lady, and she was sharing with me that she desires a man who can help her get her out of her headspace and who can help her be more connected to her body. And because she's having some issues being in her feminine energy, being connected to her body, and and that's why she was thinking, well, maybe if I can get a man to help me with that, I'll be fine. And the issue with that is that if you want a man to help you get out of your masculine energy into your feminine energy, if you want a man to get out of your headspace into feeling, then you will have to find a feminine man. Because this man will have to have the traits I'm teaching you all. He has to be present, he will have to be connected to his emotions, and he will have to be playful, and actually he will usually not provide for you, so you will end up with a feminine man. Do you want that? If the answer is no, then and you want to attract a masculine man who's a provider, who is going to be chasing you, who will want to give you the world, then he will need a feminine woman, because he will be in his headspace, he will be thinking a lot, he will be working a lot, he will be solving issues at his work, he will be stressed out a lot, and he will need a feminine woman who is embodied in her pleasure, who is connected to her body, and who can take him from the headspace into the body. Just like imagine you as this woman are just so embodied in your energy, and you're just like so playful, maybe like even can dance or just have some fun, and then he comes home or you guys meet, and it's just like an holiday for him, because as long as he's with you, he feels like he suddenly feels through you. So when you feel happy, he also gets access to his emotions, because a masculine man is completely numb in his emotions, and he can do it. He has the hormones for that. Oh, thank you for your heart, my dear. But also feminine women, that's not our nature as women to be that, and many times women get sick out of that, like literally get diseases. I had really big diseases when I was in my early 20s, because I was so masculine in my head. I had like a rheumatoid arthritis and chronic fatigue, depression, anxiety, and stomach issues. So all of that comes from being too much in your masculine energy, and I healed all of that. I did, with like many things. It's another topic, but I just want to share with you that it's not only about like attracting a man being in feminine energy, it's also for your health. It's also for your health, and I've been there. So if you notice being like kind of always tired, overwhelmed, burned, it can be a sign that you're just too much in your masculine energy. And I understand when you're at work, you might need to use that, you might need to be in your masculine energy, but there's no point in being the masculine partner in a relationship, because it will just drain you. So just relax when you're with your partner. Okay, so what have I been sharing about? Yes, so being embodied in your feminine energy means that you get this man to escape his hard work. Hey, AMI, I'm so sorry, I think I'm pronouncing your name so wrong, but I love that you're still again here. Anyways, and if you can do that, you can get basically anything from a man, because he depend, like, we think women depend on a man financially, but he depends more on you then. And I even have heard men often saying, oh, I feel so afraid I get addicted to you, I feel so afraid you will have control about me. And I'm like because I know it's true. I have the control. They think they have the control because they spend the money, but I have the control. The woman has the emotional control in the relationship. And that's why he wants to provide for you. That's why he wants to make you happy, because as long you're happy, he can enjoy your happiness. He can enjoy your fun time and pleasure, and being like relaxed. And that's why he will also solve your issues when you're usually like a happy person, just like very embodied, very grounded, and then you suddenly bring a problem. Imagine I'm like all happy all the time. Yes, my life is so nice. And then I'm like, oh, I'm so sad. My back hurts so much. I cannot sleep because my mattress is so broken and I need a new one. And then he'll be like immediately jumping in. Oh my God, I want her happy back. I want her to be happy again so I can be happy. Here, you have the money. And buy yourself a new mattress. And then when you receive it, appreciate it, and are happy, your normal state happiness again, it's all good. So he's doing it for himself because he wants your happy feminine energy. And my beautiful client, she knows about feminine energy, but she's so much in her head, and she is very numb in her body, and she just cannot connect to her body and her feminine energy, and she just like is so sad. And the truth is, if you have a lot of trauma in yourself, if you have a lot of stuck negative emotions, I hear you that you can't connect to your emotions, because if you connect with them, you will connect with fear, you will connect with past trauma, you will connect with maybe some abuses as a child, or later on whatever you have been going through. So when you didn't heal that, how can you connect to your feminine energy? How can you connect to your emotions? Who wants to connect to pain? Who wants to connect to your old trauma? Who wants to connect to your abuses? No one wants that. So that's why it's such a big part of my work, also as a dating relationship coach, to not only tell you the tools, but to help you connect to your feminine energy through releasing the trauma, releasing all the negative emotions, so that you're free of your past, you're free of anything negative that happened. And I know maybe for some of you that might sound crazy, like, how I will be free, I will have no negative emotions, I will be totally grounded and secure in myself. Yes, it's possible for you. And I got there from being totally in such a deep anxiety and always head chatter, to just being relaxed, connected to my intuition and my emotions. And obviously sometimes things come up, but I still work on myself. And that's why it's such a pleasant feeling for especially men to be around me right now, because I'm very connected to my emotions. And I'm like very emotional person, so they can definitely feel my positivity. And as soon as I get sad, they're like, the world is going to break, I need her happy again, so I need to buy her new shoes. It's funny. So yeah, that's all about the being connected to your feminine energy. If you girls have any questions about how to embody your feminine energy, let me know. But that's so important for your health. it's so important for the man to feel inspired to always be around you, because it's like his holidays. He knows, okay, I'm like working so hard all day long, and then I'll be working so hard all day long, and then when I go to her, then at least I'll have a holiday. And ladies, that's why I'm also sharing with you to look up for a provider, because feminine energy is a luxurious energy. You have to feel safe with your money. You have to feel like you have enough sleep, you have enough from everything. Because if you feel unsafe, unstable, it's hard to be connected to your feminine energy. So if you're with a man who doesn't provide for you, who doesn't care about you, so don't tell yourself that you're the fault. No, you're not. You're just with a feminine man who doesn't care about you. It's just like, imagine you have a river. There's like this river, I don't know the English word, this river holding the water, right? So this river path is the masculine energy, and the water is the feminine energy, and it can only flow when there's a stable underground who holds them. So that's why don't beat yourself up if you don't have the luxurious energy yet, because it's like, first of all, it's releasing a lot, but second of all, you need to have stability in yourself, and you either create it yourself or you create it through a man. And I do have some clients who are single, and we are working on creating actually the masculine stability so that they can connect to their feminine energy. So you know how it's tricky sometimes even. So let me see if there are any comments. Where can we start to connect to feminine energy? Okay, where can you start? It's start with the 5 senses, like seeing, hearing, touching, and feeling. But Raven, I believe you're very feminine. You have such a deep feminine energy. I just can feel it. We have talked. So I think I would need to know more about what is your blockage, but you definitely have the connection with feminine energy. So it's not like you're completely numb in your body. It's not like you're completely in your head. You are definitely having the connection. You are definitely having the ability. So I would just need to know maybe one thing that is blocking you, but it's like born into you. So yeah, but for any ladies who want to connect with the feminine energy, try to take things slow and focus on the 5 senses. Feeling your hands, you can feel your hands. You can like touch your thighs. Also tasting, when you taste the food, just try to take your time and taste it. Try to listen very carefully to music and see. And when you connect to your 5 senses, then you're automatically in your body, and that is already feminine energy. And try to connect to your emotions, and depending where you are in your journey, you might feel triggered. So that is not your true emotion, it's a trigger. And that's why it's also so important to work with a coach, because a coach can tell, I can tell immediately if this is a trigger or not. And so that's why it's so important to also work with a coach, because she can help you release the trigger, and she can help you learn how to release the trigger by yourself. So when I started coach myself a couple years ago, and I was trying to feel my emotions, and I was triggered all the time, and my coach was like, you're triggered. So we had to release that, we had to work on my past, and someday I just have less and less and less triggered and more of my authentic emotions, you know. So so you definitely want to see the difference. Is it a trigger or is it my intuition? And that's why I really encourage you to work with a coach. If it's either me or someone else, doesn't matter, because you will just have so much more out of that. You will have so much more life-changing support, because like, why do you want to carry all this like trauma around with you? It doesn't make any sense, you know. So it's really life-changing to invest in yourself and to let go of all of that, because then you can be free of all your trauma, of all your negative thoughts and emotion, and just like be naturally feminine. So many women think that being a feminine woman means we have to learn something. Yes, you can learn those tools, okay, but embodiment is something else. And embodiment a lot of times just comes from releasing the past and releasing some trauma, and therefore, you know, it's really hard to do it on yourself. So really reach out to help. I encourage you for that. I can share with you a personal story. So you guys know that you know, I had some sexual abuse in my life that I went through, and I just couldn't open up at all to masculine men, because as soon as I felt like masculine energy is coming towards me, I felt in danger. I was thinking, oh my god, like he's going to kill me or something. Like seriously, it was that bad. So I could not accept masculine men, because I was just feeling in danger because of my abuse. So I could learn all the feminine energy tools that have been written out there, take all the courses. Did it help me? No, because I had this trauma where I was thinking, if a man is coming towards me with his masculine energy, he's going to hurt me, because I was abused sexually, okay? So that's first point. Second point, because I was triggered all the time, because of that, I just couldn't open up sexually to masculine men at all, because I was like, oh my god, he's going to hurt me. And what's a really sad thing is that my second boyfriend even break up with me because I was triggered because of my abuse. And it was so sad for me, because I was just back then so sad and I didn't know what to do. But I know that he just wasn't the right one for me anyways, and I worked on myself. And now, because I released this trauma, I can even feel attracted to a masculine energy man, you know, because it feels safe. And it just didn't feel safe for me because I've been abused. So, you know, that's just an example of how there needs to be some healing done and some releasing of the past in order to tap into natural feminine energy. Because just like how I was saying, feminine energy is luxurious energy. You have to have no triggers. You have to have feel safe in your surroundings. You have to have boundaries. You have to have you know, you have to have the money provided for you, either through your own job or through a man. So it's luxurious, but the most important thing is that you can get there and you can set up your life the way that it supports your natural feminine energy. And I get to enjoy it right now. You know, girls, like, other than like coaching sometimes, I'm actually most of the time always in my feminine energy, even, you know, like the so and it's really nice to be able to do that and to be there. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'm doing some interview, 20 minutes interview where I get to know you, and 20 minutes of 20 minutes of free coaching where you get to talk to me as a gift. And you definitely want to reach out to me and DM me, because every woman who talks to me, even like on a first call or clarity call or interview, has big breakthroughs. And that's why don't hesitate to reach out to me. And if you already like have been talking to me, you can still reach out to me, because you know, it's an interview, and that I'm working on a new project. So if you already talked to me or you are my client, you still can reach out for this interview. And yes, so thank you everybody for joining, and I see you soon.